Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Suresh Kumar Turka from Government College Bheriya, Pihova, Kurukshetra. Today we are going to discuss on the topic labor welfare across nations of the paper International Human Resource Management. Dear students, after completing this module, you will be able to explain the concept of labor welfare, to know about the principles and scope of labor welfare, to understand the various approaches and theories of labor welfare, to discuss about the labor welfare across nations. Now we are going to discuss the introductory part of this topic. Labor welfare is an inclusive and comprehensive term with diverse benefits and facilitates given laborer by employer. The amenities for labor welfare are in addition to normal remuneration and rewards available for employees as per the company policies and legal provisions. Labor welfare is process of improving the health, safety, general well-being and the development of skills and efficiency of workers than the minimum set standards. Labor welfare measures can also be extended by the government, trade unions and non-government agencies in addition to the management or employer. Evaluation of labor welfare started with the enactment of the Factories Act in 1881. The Act contained various provisions of employment of child labor, maximum working hours for children and weekly holidays. Same time also included provisions of safety and inspection of factories. Later on, this act was amended several times, gradually expanding its scope to cover more and more welfare measures within its territory. Further, there was an enactment of the Factories Act 1948, which is serving the workers through some noteworthy amendments. The meaning and various definitions of labor welfare. The concept of labor welfare is flexible and elastic and differs widely with time, region, industry, social values and customs, degree of industrialization, the general socio-economic development of the people, and the political ideologies prevailing at a particular time. It is also molded according to the age group, sex, socio-cultural background, marital and economic status, and educational level of the workers in various industries. There are some definitions. The Committee on Labor Welfare, which was established in 1969, defined the labor welfare as such facilities and amenities as adequate canteens, rest and recreational facilities, sanitary and medical facility arrangements for travel to and from and for accommodation of workers employed at a distance from their homes and such other services, amenities and facilities including social security measures as contribute to conditions under which workers are employed. According to International Labour Organization, labor welfare may be defined as such services and amenities which may be established in or in the vicinity of undertaking to enable the persons employed in them to perform their work in healthy, congenial surroundings and such amenities conducive to good health and high morale. Then next definition is given by the N.M. Joshi. Welfare work covers all the efforts which employers take for the benefit of their employees over and above the minimum standards of the working conditions fixed by the Factories Act and over and above the provisions of the social legislation providing against accident, old age unemployment and sickness. So, simply labor welfare implies the setting up of minimum desirable standards of the provision of facilities like health, food, clothing, housing, medical assistance, education, insurance, job security, recreation, etc. Such facilities enable the worker and his family to lead a good working life, family life and social life. Principle of labor welfare. The first principle of labor welfare is principle of social responsibilities. Industries have a sense of social responsibility towards the upliftment of society. Social responsibility means to pursue those policies, to take such decisions and to act which are desirable and requisite for the prevailing conditions in the society. This principle is based on the social perception of industry and its functionality in the society, that is, the social responsibility through industry performed by the state. It is expected that labor welfare activities are a sign of an industry's duty towards its workers. By performing its social duty towards the workers and society, it expected to win vote of confidence, cooperation from workers, provide them job security, fair wage and equal opportunities for growth and development. Then the second principle is principle of democratic values. The principle of democratic values explain that workers may have unfulfilled needs, that industry has responsibility to render them welfare services to satisfy those needs, and that workers have a right on nature and manner in which these facilities to be provided. Workers' participation in the administration to formulate the mechanism of welfare measures to be provided. The underlying assumption to this principle and approach is that the worker is rational and capable of taking mature decisions. In this exhibit, there are the different principles or approaches to labor welfare that has been shown, and these are adequacy of wages, social responsibility of industry, efficiency, totality of welfare, coordination of integration, responsibility, accountability and timeliness. Next principle of labor welfare is principle of adequacy of wages. The principle of labor welfare is adequacy of wages. It means that labor welfare services are not a substitute for wages. Instead, it is to motivate and better working and social life for the workers. It will be wrong to pay low wages on basis of argument that workers are being provided with various labor welfare facilities. Right to adequate wage is very important and it should be essential part of labor welfare. Next principle is principle of efficiency. This principle emphasized on welfare should promote more efficiency and productivity. Even the employers who do not perform social responsibility do agree that an organization must establish all such labor welfare measures that promote efficiency. It may include workers' education, training for career advancement, housing facility, health-based facilities and safety measures. These are the most significant aspect of labor welfare for greater workers' efficiency. Principle of co-responsibility. The principle of co-responsibility for labor welfare says that the responsibility for labor welfare lies with both the employers and workers, not only on employers. Labor welfare measures will not be able to achieve the objectives if interest and responsibilities are not borne and understood by both the parties at organizational level. Next principle is the principle of coordination. This is one of the most important principles for successful implementation of welfare services. Welfare activities require coordinated approach to promote healthy development of the industrial premises, worker and the community. It is essential for development of harmony in industrial relations. We are going to discuss the different approaches to labor welfare, and in this first approach is the paternalistic approach. This approach is related to the beginning of the modern industrial system where management and ownership used to be very much same. This approach talks about the employer's sense of responsibility and morality for well-being of persons employed by them as worker. This approach assumes that the workers belong to inferior social categories, always in need of help and charity. This assumption reflects the nature and motives of labor welfare services. These services are formulated and imposed from higher level of authority, and these activities reflects the attitudinal perception of employer. This particular approach may work in the initial stage of the industrial revolution where the workers come from the interiors of the state. Next approach to labor welfare is the atomistic approach. This approach says that every individual should be left as free as he can attain his own best interest if they are left free. Therefore, it was opposed by the state as welfare promoting activities undertaken by the government or any social or public agency with this approach. This approach emphasizes that scope of labor welfare activities should be as small as possible. The atomistic approach was established on the independence, individualistic and rationalist concept of the early 19th century. This approach led to perception that there is need for increasingly more liberal and progressive view of welfare activities for labor. Next approach to labor welfare is the mechanistic approach. Since the beginning of the 20th century, labor welfare measures and labor relations have moved and adopted more approaches. Working towards the increase in the efficiency of labor has been taken as matter of fundamental significance. It is evident that labor administration in the state needs to be scientifically managed, which can significantly improve the scope for efficiency of labor. Such approach of scientific management of labor welfare measures and the industry establishment leads to the development of mechanical approach. It emphasizes on the scientific mean of production with increase in efficiency of workers. Such kind of approach is generally preferred by the employees and management for consistent and higher production. However, it is protested by the trade union institution in industry establishment. Next approach is humanistic approach. The humanistic approach was advocated by the Australian sociologist Elton Mayo. He finds that most important thing is to treat labor as a human element of production. Therefore, it became necessary to take a new, modern and sympathetic view of labor welfare measures. Humanistic approach comprised of human values and relationships which was missing in the other approaches of labor welfare. The human factor was absent in management of the industrial units, and Mayo found the significance of informal relations among group of workers and stressed relief for men. This approach considers attitude, human personality, feeling of workers while introducing labor welfare. Therefore, it is evident that the humanistic approach to labor welfare takes a progressive view about labor welfares. In this slide, there are the different theories of labor welfare. Now, we are going to discuss in detail these theories. Theories of labor welfare. There are various theoretical explanations which may encourage the employers to introduce labor welfare activities. The following are the theories of labor welfare, and number one is the religious theory. The religion theory constitutes of elements such as investment and atonement for welfare of workers. Concept of investment says that the benefit of today's work will be reaped